Hello everyone, welcome. How the FIFA World Cup creates billion-dollar businesses. This is a critical analysis. The FIFA World Cup is often presented as a global sporting celebration of unity, passion, and national pride. But behind the entertainment layer lies something far more powerful and commercially aggressive. The World Cup is one of the largest short-term wealth creation machines in global sports history. However, this wealth is not evenly distributed. It flows through a tightly structured ecosystem where a few actors capture billions while many others merely participate as consumers. This video breaks down how the FIFA World Cup creates billion-dollar businesses and who actually benefits. Number one, FIFA itself, the core billion-dollar entity. At the center of the World Cup economy is FIFA. FIFA does not just organize football tournaments. It operates as a global licensing and media rights powerhouse. Key revenue sources for FIFA are broadcast rights, TV and streaming, sponsorship deals, global brands, licensing and merchandising, ticket sales and hospitality packages. In recent tournaments, FIFA has generated multi-billion-dollar revenue circles from a single event circle. Critical perspective. FIFA's model is not dependent on football performance. It is dependent on global attention and controlled exclusivity. This makes the World Cup less of a sports event and more of a monopolized entertainment asset. Number two, people that make money from the FIFA World Cup are broadcasters, the real cash machines behind the scene, television networks and streaming platforms. They pay enormous fees for exclusive broadcasting rights. Why? They pay billions. Massive global audience, often 3 to 5 billion viewers cumulatively. High advertising rates during matches. Peak attention per second of content in sports. How they make money. Selling ad slots at extremely high CPM rates. Subscription boosts during tournament periods. Sponsored content integration. The critical insight here is that broadcasters often profit not because football is valuable, but because attention during World Cup is concentrated and it is predictable. Attention is a real commodity, not football itself. Number three, people are global sponsors, buying attention, not sports. Companies like beverage brands, sportswear giants, telecom companies, and financial institutions invest billions in World Cup sponsorships. What they are actually buying: visibility in front of billions of viewers, emotional association with national pride, global brand positioning. Examples of sponsor categories are sportswear, like kids merchandise, sports drinks and beverages, banking and fintech companies, automotive brands, betting and gaming companies in some regions. Critical perspective. Sponsorship ROI is not always direct. Many brands participate because if you are not at the World Cup, you are invisible globally. This creates a fear-driven marketing economy, not just performance-based investment. Now, let's look at host countries. Host countries also benefit from the World Cup. Economic boom or illusion. Host nations invest billions into stadium construction, infrastructure upgrades, security systems, tourism expansion. Expected benefit for the host countries are tourism inflow, job creation, temporary, global visibility, infrastructure legacy. The critical reality is that many host countries experience long-term debt burdens on their used stadiums, white elephant. That means after the World Cup, they don't use most of the stadiums again. Then overestimated tourism impact. They may be expecting 1 million people at the stadium, only 200,000 people may show up. Then short-lived economic spikes the economic spikes and comes down, and they may not hold the World Cup again in the next 20 years. So in some cases, the World Cup creates a short-term economic boom followed by long-term financial strain. Now, we move to number 5, people that benefit: betting, gambling, and prediction markets. One of the fastest growing industries around the World Cup is sports betting. Why it explodes during tournaments. Millions of matches concentrated in short time. Emotional fan engagement. Easy access via mobile apps. The revenue model. Bookmakers profit from probability margins. High volume small bets across global users. Then critical perspective on this. This is one of the most controversial wealth channels because it transfers money from users to platforms. It thrives on emotional decision making. It is heavily regulated or restricted in many countries. Yet, economically, it is one of the most profitable World Cup linked industries. Number 6 is merchandising and consumer goods. Another $1 billion stream comes from merchandise like jerseys, flags, shoes and apparel, collectibles. The key drivers for this is national identity, player influence, that is star athletes. People want to see with star athletes and with their jerseys. Limited time urgency, the World Cup edition products. Then the critical insight on this is that most merchandise value is artificially inflated by time sensitivity and emotional consumption. After the tournament, demand drops sharply. Number 7 are digital platforms and social media economy. And this YouTube channel is one of it because I'm making this video about the World Cup. At this time, the World Cup is going on in America, Mexico, and Canada in 2026. The World Cup is also a digital attention goldmine. Platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, that is X, benefit massively from viral clips, commentary content, memes and reactions, live discussions, and many more. Monetization streams are ads, creator monetization program, like if you're a YouTube partner and you're creating content, and then you can even start a YouTube channel during the World Cup and monetize it before the end of the World Cup, talking about sports, and people get to join you. Then, monetization stream is another one is sponsorships, affiliate marketing. The critical perspective here is that creators often generate content-driven value, but platforms capture the majority of long-term revenue through user attention data. Now, number 8, the hidden economy, informal and local businesses. Beyond global corporations, millions of small businesses benefit. Viewing centers, food vendors around the food center, around the stadium, or near where the events are going on, local bars, street merchandise sellers. The reality is that these businesses experience short-term profit hikes, high competition, low long-term sustainability. The World Cup acts as a temporary microeconomic stimulus event for informal markets. Number 9 is the central economic truth about the World Cup. What is the central economic truth about the World Cup? You see, I'm enjoying my Martina here. Martina did not pay me for adverts, but I enjoy the drink as I'm making my content. So, number 9 is the central economic truth about the World Cup. Despite its massive scale, the World Cup economy follows a simple structure. A small number of global institutions capture long-term value, while billions of participants generate short-term attention and spending. The key resource is not football, it is attention. Attention. Everybody is focused on that. And attention is monetized through advertising, sponsorships, data, gambling, merchandise, media rights. In conclusion, a football tournament or a global financial machine, the FIFA World Cup is often described as the greatest sporting event on earth. But economically, it is more accurate to describe it as a global synchronized attention economy that generate billions through controlled access to human focus. It creates billion-dollar businesses not because of football alone, but because it concentrates global attention into a predictable, monetizable window. However, the system is not evenly beneficial. FIFA and broadcasters capture structural profits. Sponsors buy influence and visibility. Platforms monetize attention. Host nations take financial risk. Small businesses gain temporary opportunities. Consumers pay through consumption, betting, and attention. In the end, the World Cup is not just a game, it is a carefully engineered global economic attention where attention is the currency and billion-dollar businesses are the outcome. I believe you have gained value from this video. If that is the case, please subscribe to this YouTube channel, like this video, and share the link of this video with family and friends. In the next one, I want to talk to you about how people are making money from the World Cup right now, critical breakdown, and how you also can make money from the World Cup anywhere you are. Come along with me and you'll be glad you did.